But that's just it. And I'm sorry, y'all, for y'all out there. I have a different angle probably than my panel members. Um, so
You usually do.
I usually do. But is it that the ruling was messed up, or really for me is you got to zone out. You know what I'm saying? Because what they try to do is they try to get you worked up on particulars so that you miss the overarching situation. Like when we were talking about the Dred Scott, if you recall, we were saying like if you go to a free state and then you go into a slave state, or right? But the issue is slavery, right? It's not what state I happen to be in, right? So yes, these laws were horrendous, but these laws are horrendous because they didn't want us around. Like we were brought here for labor, period. We were dehumanized. We were reduced in their eyes to something that wasn't even human. And they use their religion, they use their laws, and they use their customs to enforce that. So when you look at it through that particular lens, all of this makes sense. Every last bit of it makes sense, right? So you got a predatory, evil collection of people doing predatory, evil stuff, right? And then you have, because most of the people making these decisions never wanted the enslaved Africans to no longer be enslaved. So now you have your quote unquote freedom, and now I have to be bothered with you, and I never had to be bothered with you before. So now I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that you're kept away. And through that lens is when you get these rulings. But because the law of the land, the federal law, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment say what they say, the states had to be creative. So they will come up with things like this, right? You got a whites only car and a black only car. Well, the whites only car got cushions in the seat. You got the trim is done. You know, it's normal. The black only one got bench seats tacked to the wall. You probably get a splinter. It got wind in the draft. You back there with the luggage and the animals, and that's where you are. And that's all to discourage you from even riding the train. Right? It's not about where you sit on the train. They don't want you on the train. And when you understand that, all of this stuff kind of comes together. The big part that I want most people to really pay attention to is these are not one-offs. These are not individuals making bad decisions. This isn't like with Dred Scott, the one guy that was pointed out as being unusually racist. Whole damn court was racist. There was one dude on the whole court that was like, "Yeah, this ain't quite right, y'all." Right? You know, in order to get there, you got planning commissions, zoning commissions. You got the people who approve your business licenses, the people who decide who the lawyers are, people who decide who the judges are. All of these layers are all racist. This is a community effort, folks. So that's kind of how I view some of this. But I do think it's cool, like you said, Anna, where in order to make sure they could fight on the right thing, right? They had to be the ones who did the arresting as well. Because otherwise, if somebody else had been able to arrest them, like you said, it could have been loitering or any number of things. And you were saying that's why you kind of like cause lawyering. And then I'm gonna end here, but I don't like cause lawyering because you had to manufacture it to get there. That tells you there's something way wronger than this. Because cause lawyering is exactly what's being used to dismantle the 14th Amendment so that black people no longer have any protections. Because cause lawyering is the same thing that's being used to break down the Voting Rights Act. Cause lawyering is the same thing they're going after for affirmative action. Cause lawyering is the same thing they're going after for low income assistance for anybody. They create a cause and then they go and they push it. That's how you got rid of Roe v. Wade. Cause more.
Yep. Fully understand that.
Hey, Parker.
Hey,
Welcome.
baby boy.
And
What's
LL,
up, man?
we're literally going to get into the separate but equal. We're going to get into it. It literally is going to come at the end. But let's go ahead and move on to the case itself.
Hey, Marlon, hit the button. But what Marlon was basically hitting in case it wasn't caught by anybody else out there. We're not yet at separate but equal.
Yes.
What we are right now is just separate. So that part will come.
Yeah. It all wraps in a nice, disgusting bowl at the end.